Lesson 14. Birds. Birds are the most beautiful creatures on earth. Our earth has a variety of birds, but all of them have some common features. They have one beak, two eyes, two wings, two legs with claws on each foot. Their bodies are covered with feathers. Body of birds. Lesson 14. Birds. Gear up, join the dots and write the names of the birds. Also color them. Birds are the most beautiful creatures on earth. Our earth has a variety of birds, but all of them have some common features. They have one beak, two eyes, two wings, two legs with claws on each foot. Their bodies are covered with feathers. Body of birds. They have few bones which are hollow and filled with air. This makes them light, but no more. It will be hard for you to believe that there are about 9,000 species of birds in the world. The smallest bird is hummingbird and the biggest bird is ostrich. Kinds of birds. Perching birds. A bird's body is shaped like a boat so that it can float in the air easily. Birds fly with the help of their wings that have feathers which help the bird to fly. They have strong muscles that move the wings up and down. These muscles are called flight muscles. The tail helps the bird to change its direction while flying. No more. It will be hard for you to believe that there are about 9,000 species of birds in aquatic birds. The smallest bird is hummingbird and the biggest bird is ostrich. Kinds of birds. Perching birds. Birds that sit on branches of trees are known as perching birds, who have 3 toes in front and 1 at the back. Their front toes are like fingers and back toes like a thumb. The toes go firmly. The grip is so tight that they don't. Flesh-eating birds don't fall off when they fall asleep. Sparrows, crows, and pigeons are some examples of some perching birds. Aquatic birds. There are many birds that spend most of their time in water. They are called aquatic birds. They have oil glands that keep their feathers waterproof, and they climbing birds. Climbing birds like the woodpecker, parrot, and parakeets have 2 toes pointing upwards and 2 pointing downwards. This helps them to hold on to as well as climb up a tree trunk. Wading birds. Birds like cranes or storks walk through the muddy water. They have long legs with spread out toes that help these birds wade through the muddy water. These toes also help them from sinking in the mud. Scratching birds. Hens scratch the ground with their toes to bring out insects and buried seeds. A hen has 3 long toes in front and a short toe at the back. It also has a small 5th toe, a little higher up at the back of the leg. Each toe has a horny claw. Flightless birds or non-flyers prevent their feathers from getting wet. They have webbed toes, feet that help them to swim. Ducks, swans, gulls, and pelicans are some aquatic birds. Flesh-eating. No more. The fastest running bird is ostrich, but it cannot fly. Ostrich is also the largest and the fastest 2-legged runner of all the animals on earth. Beak of birds. Birds don't have fingers and they do not have teeth. They use their beaks to pick up things and eat. Beaks of different birds are of different shapes and sizes. Usually, the shape of the beak depends on the eating habits of the bird. Beaks are tough and strong. They can dig holes, crack nuts, and cut meat. Eating birds. Birds that eat other animals are called flesh-eating birds, who have sharp and curved claws called talons. These birds use their claws to grip small animals. Types of beaks. Strong, sharp, and curved beaks. Such beaks help the birds to tear flesh. Birds which have such beaks are called birds of prey. Animals. Eagles, kites, and hawks are the female. They eat small birds, snakes, and mice. Owl, vulture, kite, and eagle are examples of such birds. Broad and flat beak. A duck has a broad and flat beak with tiny holes at the sides. The duck takes muddy water with insects, worms, and water plants in its beak. Muddy water goes through the holes. Insects, worms, and water plants remain in the mouth, so it swallows them. Strong and chisel-shaped beaks. Woodpecker has a chisel-shaped beak that taps the bark of the tree to eat the worms. It makes a hole in the bark to pull out insects to eat and also to make its nest. Short and broad beaks. Insect-eating birds such as swallows can open their mouth wide. This allows them to scoop insects out of the air as they fly by. They have a small, broad beak. Short, hard, and horny beaks. Birds like pigeon, peacock, and sparrow have short, hard, and horny beaks. Climbing birds. Climbing birds like the woodpecker, parrot, and parrot, long and slender beak. The hoopy bird has a long and slender beak. Parakeets have 2 toes pointing upwards and 2 pointing downwards. Curved and hooked beaks. Parrots have curved and hooked beaks. They crack the seeds with them. Migration. Migration is a movement of a large group of people or animals from one place to another. Some birds fly from one place to another across the world every year. They are called migratory birds. This helps them to hold on to as well as climb up a tree trunk in search of food in order to breed, to avoid unfavorable weather conditions. Let's recall. Perching birds, aquatic birds, flesh-eating birds, climbing birds, wading birds, scratching birds, and flightless birds are different kinds of birds. Birds use their beaks to eat food. Beaks are of different shapes and sizes depending on the bird's eating habits. Some birds use their beaks to protect themselves from their enemies. Birds migrate from one place to another every year for search of food in order to breed and to avoid unfavorable weather conditions.